time we give back. Sow a seed and show someone where love's at. Even if you don't give a dime, give your heart and share your time. Help somebody else in life. Give back. Let's give back.
Welcome back to another episode of Ignite, Empower, Transform, where we're interviewing and talking to our superheroes in the community. This evening we have Monique Minnis with us. Monique, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Monique, tell me the name of the organization that you're here representing right now.
I represent Moving the Chains Incorporated. We are a nonprofit organization that reinforces academics through athletics to our young athlete scholars.
Okay, and what kind of organization? What do you guys do? What is your focus?
Well, our focus is the youth.
Okay.
But we do a plethora of things. So we have the football team, which is like our main platform,
okay,
where people get to know us. We also have the Fourth and Inches program, where we help our scholar athletes pick their high schools that are geared toward the different skills that they want to display in life in general. Okay. We also have SAT prep for guys that are moving on out of high school. Okay. We have the track and field program, which is South Bronx Fire. That's our track team. We also go into the community and just do different volunteer works, food drives, car washes, if you will, just different things for the youth to be able to give back to their community and be a part of their community.
Okay, now where in the community is this based?
So we're locally based in the South Bronx, predominantly the Morrisania area. Okay. We hold a couple of permits for different fields, so you may see us in Pelham Bay Park or Bill Rainey Field, which some know as Kelly Park. Just the South Bronx in general. We don't kind of seclude ourselves.
Okay. Now, these children that you guys are dealing with, what are the age groups?
Okay, so for the program, we deal with children from 6 to 14. Okay. That is only within the realms of our football team because it is our agenda to send them on to high school.
And is this boys and girls?
This is boys and girls for better opportunities.
Okay.
You know, no one gets drafted from sandlot ball, but they do get scouted by the high schools.
Fantastic.
We also work on their personal skills, you know, what they're good at, because we believe what they learn on the field transpires into real life. Okay.
So how do these kids come to you? How do you guys find these children?
Oh, wow. Word of mouth, our website, Facebook is really popular. Okay. I think all the kids are on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
So we definitely had to attack social media. So that's where we get a lot of our kids from. Okay. Also the high schools, they look at us as being one who can provide them with very good athlete scholars, so they also send kids to us that they know are not at their level.
So the focus is not strictly athletics, it's more about these kids learning the discipline to better themselves educationally.
Absolutely.
How did the connection with the high schools come? Was that just kind of it just happened thing, or were there efforts to make that connection?
I think just being in the community and traveling, we make it our business to go into the different areas of our community and just introduce ourselves and say, hey, listen, we're here for you. We're here for your scholars. And if there's anything that we could do, please let us know. And from that type of networking, we've been able to just bring in a plethora of parents and kids. Sometimes we may even stand on a corner, hand out flyers.
Okay. So you mentioned parents. How do parents interact? How do you pull them in? Because we know the community is full of children. Our communities are full of children, but not often are the parents as involved in the extracurricular activities. Do you guys pull them in? Do they volunteer? How does that work out?
That's a good question. I've been faced with both. I've had to go to the Department of Corrections for like Spofford to meet with counselors, and then there are parents that are willing to do for their kids and just don't know how. Okay. So I make it parent friendly. I would have events that are geared specifically toward parents, okay, so that they too feel like they're getting something from the organization. I'm a foodie, I like to eat, okay, parents like to eat. Okay. So that's how I kind of rope them in, and then it kind of takes off from there. They want to know how could they help me help their child. And that causes a domino effect where parents are like, okay, look at that parent. Maybe we can help them now. Right. So it's always a draw in. Okay.
And other parents assist with that kind of drawing once they get hooked.
Especially with the food incentive.
Okay. Well, let me ask you one thing. So we know there's this myth that, in our communities, not many men are attentive to their children. It is mostly the moms that are doing this. Are you guys getting that reaction where dads are coming in and being active? Because there's always that connection with men in sports and their boys and girls even as well. I'm a father of 4 girls, so I know they all love sports. How's that connection working?
I think we have an equilibrium in that spectrum because a lot of our kids do come from either mom or dad, and some come with both. I do see a lot of dads, however, especially I guess it's the sport that we've chosen to project to the kids. A lot of dads are really into football. So I do see a lot of dads present to the point where sometimes they even come on and volunteer and coach.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's one of the things we like to hear, that there are dads who are taking the time out to be part of these children's lives. How long now give me the understanding, is it the football team carries the other organizations, or is there a particular name of the organization where the track and the field and the football fall underneath? And when was that created? When was that founded?
Okay, so Moving the Chains is the name of the organization. Okay. The South Bronx Chargers are the football. Gotcha. So the organization itself provides these different resources to the students, because if they don't play football, they can still come and get academic resources from us. Right. We were established in 2005, I believe. It was a thought from 2003 on. Edmund Wilson and Curtis Minnis. Those are the founders of this organization, and it started out as them just wanting to coach a bunch of kids. Okay. And they realized that it was deeper than just coaching the kids in a sport. They needed to coach them in life. So they continued to put efforts forward to build from the football team to what it is now.
Okay. So when I hear about these type of programs, I'm always of the mindset that you put so much into these young guys and young ladies that you kind of give them the incentive to want to come back and give back to their own communities. Tell me something about, tell me a good story about someone who's come back and given to the organization.
I love this question. Okay. I really love this question. So right now, as we speak, we have an indoor football league that we're doing just to keep the kids active until we go back into the season. And there is one coach in particular, and his name is Floyd Lofton. Okay. This gentleman was part of our 18 and under division. Okay. He had so many issues with just trying to get there and, be on time and do the right thing. And, but he was a great kid, great player, great scholar. And he now is heading our indoor football. Nice. He's looking to be the person to take it over. Say the 3, Edmund, Curtis, and myself are too old. He's there to take over, and he really understands the spectrum of what we're trying to do because he lived it. Fantastic. Before he's trying to administer.
Well, that's good. We it's a sign of success when you have a story like that to tell. With the Give Back for Kids campaign, it's very similar to where Hosea Gavan is trying to encourage people to not only volunteer their time in terms of what they've already established, but those that come up through the ranks and have had that little struggle. Come on back. Absolutely. And give back to the community, give back to the kids who are who are trying. They're trying. We know if we don't put the information out there, they don't know it's there. They can't be successful.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this about yourself. As I said in the intro, we look for superheroes, and superheroes can be very broad. Tell me how you're a superhero to the kids you assist.
I'm mom. I'm mom all
Super
day.
mom.
I am super
Okay.
mom. The first thing I let parents know, listen, your child now has a second mom. I will do them as I do my own. And when they see how I do my own, they understand that it's nothing but a loving environment. I'm very stern.
I was going to ask you. I could see that in your face.
I'm stern, but it comes with a package of love right behind it so that you understand why I need you to do this and where it's going to take you.
Okay.
I don't think that children should feel that their options are limited. I like for you to express yourself. You just have to, everyone has a role.
Got you. Got you.
If we don't teach them what role to play, then they get caught up in these roles where they don't know how to be. And life begins to happen for them. So
Gotcha.
I just try to make sure that I have that cape on and say, hey,
Understood.
be accountable.
Right.
And then they take that out into the world.
Accountability. That's good. I think it's missing. It's missing for a lot of adults.
Yeah.
just being accountable. It's tough for people to understand what that entails. So it's great that you're teaching them young. So that's your superpower, being a super mom.
Super mom.
All right. So tell me what your kryptonite is. Where's your weakness at?
My kryptonite. My children.
The children.
Yeah, because as stern as I am, sometimes they need the tough love, and I can't go all that way tough.
Okay.
Like my tough bar stops at some point where coach can go all the way, and I'm like, hey, coach, I don't like that. So, as much as the kids make me strong and make me that superhero, they also can break me down because if they're hurt, I'm hurt.
Okay, that's fair. So tell me something about your coaches. We talked about you. Tell me about your coaches, their backgrounds, and you can give their names. Let's put a little highlight on them.
My coaches are awesome. I have, I believe, 10 coaches.
We don't need to do all 10. Let's get,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
get the
I
head
won't
coach
do-
and maybe a couple of your assistants.
So Coach Edmond, he is our head coach. He's also the vice president and co-founder. He's a big kid.
Okay.
He is a big kid. He loves to engage the kids on the field, off the field. And a lot of times when we're trying to be serious, he gives the kid a nudge and let them know we're goofy together. And I
Gotcha.
think that helps across the board. Coach Curtis is the disciplinarian.
Okay.
He will lose a game to make a point, and I respect that. He teaches the kids about integrity and what it means to not allow your passion to outweigh your moral account for situations.
Okay.
And then we have Coach Tam, who's just quiet.
Okay.
Coach Tam comes to coach, and then he goes home.
Okay. So we have a nice little mixture.
Yes.
That gives all the kids someone that they can be accountable to.
Yes.
So, and speaking of accountability again, how do you guys manage to get these children to open up? Let's not say because they want to play the sport, whatever the sport is at the time. Let's not necessarily talk about the education part. How do you deal with them personally, because they're faced with a lot of things these days? How do you get them to talk to you about what's going on in their lives, and then how do you transition that over to the parent, to give the parent some sort of insight that some parents can't get from the children?
That's a great question. I think with the kids, what we have to do is just show them that it's not all about what we do on the field. So sometimes we may walk home with the kid,
Okay.
and just have a personal conversation with this child where he never expected to hear certain things come from the team mom or come from the coach. We get a little personal with them, give them some insight to our lives and how we were able to make it to the next point. And sometimes that just gives them a little bit of hope to say, okay, I can do this, team mom, or I can do this, coach. And then, a lot of parents listen.
Okay.
A lot of parents listen, and if they see, okay, I see you trying to help my child. I may not know how to do it. Can you help me help him? And I've gotten that a lot, especially with parents that don't speak
Gotcha.
fluent English.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So to kind of wrap this all up, just to summarize this, your goal is to inspire these children to be better, to do better, to want better. Is that it?
Absolutely, and it's possible.
Before we close out, give us your contact information really quick.
We can be found on Facebook, Bronx Chargers /Facebook.com. We also can be reached via telephone, 347-597-2131. And Huddle. Huddle is another place that you can look on Google, and we should come up in Huddle so you can see some highlights.
I'll take a look.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by and hanging with us.
The pleasure was all
Appreciate it.
mine.
Thank you.
Time we give.